Hello, hello. Hope this is reaching you well. So we've just received some important information that people need to be aware of. Justin Sun, the founder of the Tron blockchain, amongst other companies, also an advisor um, to HTX. So he basically just posted a tweet stating that the first digital trust, which essentially is a stablecoin, so basically it's a one-to-one USD pegged digital currency, coming out based in Hong Kong. He's basically noted that the company is actually insolvent and unable to basically provide redemptions for the funds. Seems like he's actually providing a significant more than $400 million worth of reserves to FDT, which they cannot redeem. And obviously now he's urging the regulators to be able to, in Hong Kong, to be able to take action. So we need to look into actually what's actually taking place here. So First Digital, as you can see, trusted provider of stablecoin payments and custody solutions. This is what they essentially do. They haven't actually made any note whatsoever on their account as to what's actually taking place. If we take a look at their location, so it seems like they've got location here in Hong Kong. Whether that's just the standard PO box office or not, something we really need to look into. But if we then go further down, it seems that Justin Sun, essentially, basically, he's actually called this a large-scale fraud. Okay, so there's a hole in the balance sheet from filings taking place from True USD. He had $456 million of a hole in the balance sheet. Something we really need to look at here. So Justin Sun, actually, some history here. He actually bailed out Tetrix S True USD stablecoin after nearly $500 million of its reserves were essentially rendered illiquid. So people close to the matter. So here's the documentation showing this information. I'll put this in description. And then if you then go on to it, it actually shows that it basically Texture appointed First Digital Trust as the fiduciary to manage its stablecoin reserves. The documentation here prepared by the US law firm FDT was instructed to invest the reserves in Area Commodity Finance Fund. So they used that capital, they invested this into this fund called this Area Commodity Finance Fund, Cayman Islands vehicle. Now, a lot of these funds come out of the Cayman Islands, a lot of these offshore jurisdictions for a lot of tax purposes, easy way to be able to manage the funds and so on and so forth. And basically, approximately 456 million was instead inappropriately diverted into this DMCC, a separate unauthorized entity based in Dubai. So this is how things are now unraveling in front of our eyes. And then you can be able to see more information. I'll put this into the description. So as it shows here, it gives you a breakdown. If I actually just zoom into this, it shows you that so where we are to date. So if we take a look at here so if we go all the way to here, so Tetrix acquires TUSD business. This is in 2020. Then that goes into, so as a BVI entity. Then the TrueCoin continues to manage the business as a stablecoin. Then we see it basically collateralize the one-to-one reserves of USD. Then it shows here it appoints a legacy trust as a fiduciary of reserves in May 2019. And then we see it thereafter moves to the cross-bridge capital, Singapore connected to Hong Kong. So this is all a convoluted, intricate breakdown of the movement of the funds, where it's been moved, how it's been invested, and now this is really taking place. So it seems that Justin Sun is now requesting to actually redeem those funds, and he cannot do that. So Hong Kong court filings also say that Vincent Chock, First Digital CEO, allegedly directed around 15.5 million in undisclosed commissions, wow, to an entity called Glassdoor, a separate structured approximately 15 million unauthorized trade finance loan. So seems via this DMCC vehicle out of Dubai, there were some fees of commissions that were paid out from this, which was then paid. And if we goes on, this DMC out of Dubai basically invested funds in global projects that they described as illiquid, such as manufacturing plants, mine operations, maritime vessels, port infrastructure, so on and so forth. So then when Justin Sun's company attempted to redeem its investment in mid 2022, early 2000, it receives little or no funds back. So this is where things are really taking place. I'll also add this information in the description, see what's going on. So if we take a look, if we look at the moment to see this, where the peg is, you can see it's actually depegged right now. So it should be trading at $1, right? Peg with the US dollar, 1-to-1, but now it's at 0. So it's at 99 cents. So this is you need to be very, very careful. And if you do have your stable coins within this, in terms of giving you a heads up on what's actually happening here. If we take a look at just some understanding about the CEO, the founders, so we can see here in 2024, First Digital, if I zoom in, they expand the stablecoin to the Sui blockchain, okay? Sui blockchain and Sui network. If we take a look here, the founders are Gunnar Jeev and Vincent Chock. They've done a Series A raise, which has amounted to $20 million. And the Series A funds that they raised were, so if we can see financials, if we can, you can see that Noble Capital Management basically invested, and then they did a convertible, did a seed round, then they did a convertible note, then they did a Series A. Kinetic did a Series A in that. So if we then take a look at Noble Capital, just so we have a better understanding of what this company is doing, Noble Capital, so we can really go down a rabbit hole with this information. So Noble Capital, Jonathan Zan. So if we look at Noble Capital to see their investments, so solutions, gateway, exchanges, fund, Noble Capital Management. Okay, so Noble invested in Noble Capital Management. We've been busy with these. So here we go. First Digital Trust. Okay. Where are we now? So it's still 99 cents. So we need to actually keep an eye on actually what's taking place here. There could be some form of a contagion. Justin Sun has basically said that Digital Trust is bankrupt. So we have to be aware of if there's any contagion, if there are any protocols that currently have some reserves with FDU, because obviously if they're now calling to redeem it and they can't, this is going to be troubling. So just to give you a heads up, we'll just monitor how this is processing and let you know. If you're interested in receiving more information, investigative, not journalism, but just things that's happening within the crypto space regarding interesting projects, regarding potential headwinds to be aware of, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and I'll be back with you another one. Bye-bye.